Gloria stood in the middle of their small sitting room, facing her mother with anger in her voice. "See, Mama, you can't tell me that though. You can't stop me from seeing my friends. What have they ever done to you? Each time they come here, you chase them away. I can't take it anymore. I'm not a child. I am an adult," she hissed, pushing past her mother. She wore a short white gown that almost revealed her body, her face full of pride and disrespect. Mama Gloria sank heavily onto the old, worn-out sofa in their modest living room. The cushions had lost shape, and the faded curtains swayed gently in the evening breeze. She clutched the edge of her wrapper and began to cry bitterly. "Oh my God, what kind of life is this? My only daughter, just 18 years old, has turned into someone I can't even recognize. I raised her better than this, Lord." Her two sons sat quietly at her feet. Michael, the elder at 16, placed a hand gently on her shoulder, while Philip, just 12, leaned close to her side. Their young faces showed worry and sadness as they tried to comfort their mother. Now, as she watched her daughter walk away in disobedience, the pain of her past returned fresh. "Nonso, have you seen what you have caused? Your daughter no longer listens to me. She no longer stays at home, all because you abandoned us years back. You will not have peace, oh, you this wicked man." Outside the compound, a white jeep was parked. Gloria stepped into the car without a second thought, ignoring her mother's cries. The engine roared, and as the jeep drove out, it raised red dust that spread across the compound. Mama Gloria stood by the window, staring helplessly, her eyes wet with tears, as the vehicle disappeared down the dusty road, and that was the last time she ever saw her daughter. Gloria was the only daughter of her mother, and she was very beautiful. She had a curvy body, a sharp mind, and a bold face that often drew attention. But from the age of 15, her life had gone in the wrong direction. It all started when her close friends Amanda and Zara introduced her to a new kind of life: partying, going to nightclubs, meeting older men, and chasing fun. What they called enjoyment soon became Gloria's way of living. Her mother tried again and again to warn her, "Gloria, stop following these girls. They will ruin your life," Mama Gloria pleaded. But Gloria refused to listen. She preferred the excitement of her friends to her mother's advice. And by the time she turned 18, Gloria was already living far above her mother's means. She carried the latest iPhone, wore expensive jewelry, and dressed in costly clothes and designer bags. She walked with pride, enjoying the luxury her friends had helped her discover. To Gloria, this was better than the hardship and hunger she had known as a child. One afternoon, she sat in the living room of Amanda's house with her two friends, Amanda and Zara. They were laughing and chatting about their next outing. "That party will be fire. The talk of the town, I swear," Zara said, her eyes shining with excitement. "Wow, I can't wait," Gloria replied, already lost in thought, imagining the clothes, shoes, and makeup she would wear to shine that night. That weekend, the three girls went shopping together. They moved from one boutique to another, picking out the most expensive dresses, shoes, and handbags. In their minds, they told themselves they must look rich and beautiful, like the kind of girls men would fight to spend money on at the party. The day of the party finally came. It was one of those events that only the rich and powerful in society could attend. Expensive cars lined up in front of the five-star hotel, their headlights shining across the glittering compound. The hall inside was bright and decorated with golden lights, glass chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, and a band playing loud music that made the place feel alive. Laughter, clinking glasses, and the scent of expensive perfumes filled the air. Gloria walked in with her friends, Amanda and Zara. The three of them were dressed in luxury, tight designer gowns, shiny jewelry, high heels that clicked against the marble floor. They looked like young queens among kings. Settling at their table, They poured champagne into tall glasses, sipping and smiling while different men turned to admire them. Soon the music changed to a louder, faster beat. The dance floor came alive as women and men moved their bodies to the rhythm. Gloria and her friends joined in, twisting their waists, swelling their hips, and laughing at the lights from the disco ball danced across their shining dresses. As she moved, a tall, handsome man stepped close to her. He looked like he was in his early 50s, yet his smooth skin, trimmed beard, and confident smile made him appear younger. His wealth showed clearly in his fitted suit, his wristwatch, and the aura of power around him. He gently placed his hand on Gloria's waist. "Can I have this dance?" he asked in a deep, calm voice. Gloria tilted her head and gave a small smile. "Sure," she replied, moving her body in a slow, seductive rhythm. They danced together for a while, his eyes fixed on her as if she was the only person in the room. Before long, he leaned close to whisper something in her ear, slipping a small card into her hand. He told her his room number, the code to the door, and the exact time to meet him upstairs. Then he left the dance floor with the same confidence he had walked in with. Gloria's heart beat faster. She looked at the card in her hand, excitement bubbling inside her. At exactly 10 p.m., she walked down the hotel corridor towards his suites. Her heels tapped lightly against the carpeted floor, her hips swaying as she thought, "I must impress this man tonight." She stopped in front of room 101, pressed the numbers 345238 on the keypad, and the door clicked open. Inside, the air smelled of cologne. The suite was large, with a chandelier, thick curtains, and a king-size bed neatly arranged. The man was sitting comfortably on a sofa in the center of the room. He wore only trousers, his chest bare, revealing a masculine frame and well-shaped abs that looked like they belonged to a much younger man. Gloria's body trembled as she muttered under her breath, "Wow, what a fine man." She stepped closer, her eyes never leaving him. "Pull off everything," he commanded in a firm tone. Gloria obeyed without hesitation. When she was done, he pointed to the bed. "Go and lie down." The night passed, and by morning, Gloria was exhausted but smiling to herself. She had never experienced such attention before. As she prepared to leave, the man brought out a neat bundle of cash, $10,000. Gloria's eyes widened in shock. She had never held that kind of money in her life. Her heart raced with excitement. $10,000 just for one night. My life has changed forever, she thought. "Take care of yourself, sweet girl," the man said, standing tall and walking out of the room. Gloria almost screamed with joy. "I don't have ma," she whispered to herself. Just then, her phone rang. It was Amanda. "Where are you, girl?" "We're ready to leave, oh. Meet us downstairs in 10 minutes, Amanda said. Gloria quickly hurried up, but just before stepping out, her eyes caught something on the bedside table. It was a shiny complimentary card. Written on it were the words, "Innocent Group of Companies, Innocent Gregory." A cold shiver ran through her spine. That name sounded strangely familiar. She grabbed the card, tucked it into her bag, and left the room. For the next week, she could not stop thinking about Innocent Gregory. Finally, she dialed the number on the card. "Hello, Innocent on the line?" came the man's confident voice. Gloria swallowed hard. "Hello? Good afternoon. This is Gloria, the lady you spent the night with last week at the party." "Oh, my sweet baby girl," Innocent's voice warmed. "How are you? Can we meet tomorrow at my penthouse? I'll send you the address." As soon as the call ended, a message beeped on her phone. It was his address. The next day, Gloria dressed elegantly, looking her very best, and booked a ride to the penthouse. The place was nothing short of paradise. Shiny floors, glass walls, expensive furniture, and a view of the city that looked like a dream. Innocent welcomed her warmly. They talked, laughed, and by nightfall, their relationship deepened again. From that night, their meeting continued for 6 months. Innocent spoiled her with gifts, money, and comfort. Gloria had now become more than just a young girl. She was the girlfriend of one of the biggest men in the society. Gloria's life changed completely within months. Innocent Gregory treated her like a queen. He rented a beautiful apartment for her in the city, a tall building with glass windows, security men at the gates, and a sitting room filled with expensive furniture. Everything inside smelled of wealth. Gloria no longer shared her mother's small worn house. She now lived in luxury. Every week, Innocent bought her gifts: gold jewelry, new iPhones, designer clothes and bags. He even gave her a car with a driver. Soon, Amanda and Zara, her closest friend, began to envy her. When they visited, they whispered to each other, saying, "Gloria is now living the life of a big madam. We can't compare." Gloria would just smile, enjoying the attention.
But behind all the luxury, something about Innocent Gregory was not right. Sometimes, when you thought she wasn't looking, his eyes would turn cold and distant, as if haunted by something. His laughter would suddenly fade into silence, and a heavy sadness would cover his face.
Anytime she asked, he would laugh and quickly change the subject.
One evening, while in his penthouse, Gloria wandered into his study. On the table, she saw a framed picture of a white woman with blonde hair. The photo was cracked and half burnt by fire. Beside it lay some old foreign documents stamped with the name Eliza Gregory.
Before he angrily snatched them away. Though he treated her with love, something about him remained dark and hidden. One morning, while in her apartment, Gloria realized her monthly flow had not come. At first, she ignored it, but weeks passed and she began to feel sick and weak. With trembling hands, she bought a test kit from the pharmacy. The result was clear. She was pregnant. Gloria sat on her bed in shock, her heart racing. Pregnant? For Innocent Gregory? She didn't know whether to cry or smile. When she finally gathered courage to tell him, she expected anger, but Innocent smiled instead, pulling her close. "My sweet Gloria," he said softly, "this is a good thing. You will carry my child. Don't worry, I will take responsibility. Very soon, I will go to your parents' house and ask for your hand properly. You will be my wife." Gloria's eyes widened with surprise. She couldn't believe her ears. The same man who spoiled her with riches was now planning to marry her. It felt like a dream. But deep inside, the thought of his cold eyes, the locked room, and those strange papers never left her mind. Innocent Gregory was wealthy, powerful and charming, but his riches carried a dark shadow. Years ago, while living abroad, he had married a rich foreign woman named Eliza. Everyone believed they were a happy couple, but behind closed doors, Innocent's heart was never in the marriage, only in her money. When the time was right, he ended her life in a quiet, corny way. The news spread that Eliza had died mysteriously, but no one suspected him. With her death, all her wealth, properties and companies abroad became his. He even took on her father's name, Gregory. This was why he bared Innocent Gregory, just to blend into her world and hide his tracks. And not long after, he sold everything, covered his tracks, and returned to Nigeria to begin a new life. This was the man Gloria had fallen for. On the surface, he was her provider, a lover, and the man who promised to marry her. But deep inside, his wealth was soaked in blood, and his past was darker than he could ever imagine. 5 months into her pregnancy, Innocent told Gloria it was time to visit her hometown. He said he wanted to meet her people officially and marry her properly. Gloria was excited. She believed her life was about to take a new and honorable turn. They traveled down to the village. The dusty red road stretched far into the distance, and goats ran across the path as their car entered the compound. At the backyard, Mama Gloria was bent over a big frying pan, turning hot gari with a long stick. Sweat rolled down her face from the fire. When she heard a car on, she wiped her hands on her wrapper and walked out. At that moment, Gloria stepped down from the car, her belly heavy with pregnancy. Mama Gloria froze. Her eyes widened and tears filled them instantly. She dropped the stick and ran forward, hugging her daughter tightly. "My child, my only daughter," she cried, holding Gloria's swollen stomach. But as she wept for joy, Innocent stepped out of the car. The moment Mama Gloria saw him, her tears turned to rage. She screamed in shock. Innocent! What do you want here? How dare you come here after all these years? No calls, no letters, nothing. You're a wicked man. Leave my house at once. Innocent stopped in his tracks, his face pale. He recognized her immediately. This was Jane, his ex-wife, the woman he had abandoned many years ago, the mother of the 3 children he left behind. It all happened that many years ago, their father, Innocent Nonso Ebube, had abandoned them. He was tall, handsome and strong, a man who once worked as a laborer in their village in Enugu State. 14 years earlier, a foreign woman named Eliza had come to the village as a contractor to build some roads. Innocent worked under her team. His hard work caught her eyes, and soon she fell in love with him. Without hesitation, Innocent left his family and followed Eliza abroad. Gloria was just a little child then. Mama Gloria's heart shattered when she discovered the truth. For days, she neither ate nor drank, weeping until she could no more. But with time, she stood strong, carrying the heavy responsibility of raising her 3 children alone. Gloria looked confused. Mama, what's happening? Do you know my husband? Her mother's voice shook. Husband, you say? Jesus Christ, this man standing here is your father, the man who abandoned us years ago. Don't tell me. Wait. Don't tell me he's the one responsible for this pregnancy. Gloria's face went white. Her lips trembled. Yes, Mama, this is Innocent. He's my husband. The world seems to collapse at that moment. Mama Gloria screamed, falling to the ground, beating her chest in agony. Have you seen your life, Nonso? She wailed, calling Innocent by his village name. See how your greed has destroyed your only daughter. You are a disgrace to fatherhood, a curse to your children. Her cries echoed through the compound. Innocent dropped to his knees, shaking his head. Oh my God, what have I done? My own daughter, my only daughter is pregnant for me. I am finished. He covered his face with his hands, weeping bitterly. Gloria clutched her stomach tightly, as if trying to hold the baby inside. Pain shot through her body. Her head spun. With a faint cry, she collapsed to the ground and blacked out. She woke up hours later in her hospital room. Her stomach was flat. The doctor's words pierced her ears. She had lost the pregnancy. Tears rolled down her face. She cursed her reckless life, regretting all the nights of partying and the wrong choices she had made. Beside her, Mama Gloria wept bitterly, holding her daughter's hand. I want you, Gloria. I begged you to listen, but you refused. See where it had led you now. See where it has led us. A few months later, Gloria recovered fully, but Innocent was gone. He never returned. News spread across the village and the city. The US authorities had caught up with him for the murder of his late wife, Eliza Gregory. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, and all his wealth was confiscated. For the first time, Gloria stood on her own feet. With the little money she had saved from her father's gift, she rented a small but decent apartment for herself and her family. She started a business with determination and focus. Slowly, her life changed for the better. She had learned the hardest way that reckless living leads only to pain. From then on, Gloria promised herself never to walk the path of destruction again. Gloria's story reminds us that shortcuts to wealth often lead to painful regrets. The choices you make today can haunt you tomorrow. Listen to your parents. They see farther than you. Greed blinds, but truth always exposes. A single mistake can change a whole destiny. Life may tempt us with glitter, but only wisdom, patience, and obedience to God's word can keep us from destruction. The end. Thank you, lovelies, for watching the story to the end. If the story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Like and share it so others can learn too. Please do not forget to subscribe now for more life-changing stories with powerful lessons. And lastly, leave a comment below. What lesson did you take from Gloria's story? And let me know where you're watching from. And until I cross your path again, remain blessed and always remember, God loves you. And I love you too.